my trip to Toronto starts at 8 a.m. and I get off GRT and here I arrive at the Kitchener Via Rail station, and I'm just going to pan the camera over to the left so that you can see a little bit of the front of the building, and then I'm going to pan the camera to the right. There you can see the sign and the front door, and then you're going to be able to see the rest of the building. I decided to go around the back and explore there. There's the sign at the back, and let's just take a look and see what the back of the building looks like, just for our own benefit. And you can see as the building comes up just over to the left of the screen how very old it is, and it's got that area out in the front of the screen where people can stand outside, but they can keep out of the rain. But I was there way too early. Let's zoom in on the time. We can see that the building doesn't open until 8:15, and I was there at 8 o'clock. So I decided to do some more exploring, and there's the big Via Rail sign in Kitchener, so that way you can never miss the train station. And then I took a bit of a chance, and I looked down the train tracks, and that looks all the way down westward, down to Stratford. I also saw some trains in the freight yard. That's a train there. I decided to do a little bit more exploring as well, and I also saw another train at the other end of the yard. But it was getting close to the time when I had to get in and get my ticket. It's 20 after 8, and there's the inside of the terminal, and it had only been open for 5 minutes, and there was already lots of people there. But I already had my ticket because I bought it online, so I decided to go outside and do a little more exploring. You can see the building there again a little bit closer. But it was soon coming time, and oh, here comes the train.
Last call for Via train number 80 from Sarnia, Wyoming, Stratford, London, St. Mary, and Stratford en route to Wells. Sarnia, Wyoming, Stratford, London, St. Mary, Stratford, et en partant pour Wells, Georgetown, Brenton, Toronto. Seuls les voyageurs qui ont considérable pour ce train peuvent se présenter pour l'embarquement. Nous vous remercions d'avoir choisi Yamaha Canada et nous vous souhaitons un voyage agréable.
Okay, I'm aboard the train now, and the train is starting to set itself into motion. If you look closely at the windows of the station, you'll see the train in the windows itself. We're picking up a lot of speed now, and the train goes quite fast as we get out of Kitchener. Now we're crossing the highway, so we're on the eastern part of the city. And in this scene, you're going to see the Grand River, and we're going to cross the Grand River, which cuts down on on the east side of Kitchener-Waterloo. In this upcoming scene, we're coming up to the town of Breslau. Don't blink or you'll miss it. Once we're past Breslau, we can see a lot of farmland and a lot of farms in the area. We're going much slower now because we're approaching our next stop. But you might wonder why we're going so slow. Is it because we're in the freight yard? There's the old freight building, for example. Or could it be that we have this level crossing? Is that why? Well, just a moment. We've got to listen for the announcement from the conductor so we know what our next stop is.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next station stop is Guelph, coming up shortly. Mesdames et messieurs, la prochaine arrêt, la gare de Guelph, bientôt.
So our next stop is Guelph, and we're going over another level crossing, but that still doesn't quite explain why the train is going so slowly and we haven't even reached the station. Oh, here's why. Take a look at all of those houses. When the train comes into Guelph, it actually goes down the middle of the street, if you can believe it. Coming up is the Armory building, and at long last the train is slowing down as we pull into the station at Guelph. After a short stop at Guelph, we were soon on our way, seeing more of the Ontario countryside. Sometimes the train tracks run parallel to the road, and we race past the traffic. At other times, we pass by communities where the train doesn't stop at all. After a bit of traveling, we arrive at our next stop, which is Georgetown. Georgetown is the last city on the line that is served by the GO train. This is the train that commuters take. After a short stop, we're on our way again, and the train is picking up speed. You can now see the Georgetown station coming into view. As we carry on our way, we can see this wooded valley, but we can also see open fields and a farm, a level crossing, but then unexpectedly we see some light industry.